All right. Well, we are live, I suppose, with our first episode. I got Vandy here with me. Terry, you can hop in the podcast room. Go ahead and throw up a live scene here because it's not anything special. He said, "Woohoo!" Um, I know there's not that many people here right now, but if anybody that is, we probably won't be interacting with the chat that much. We may a little. This is the first episode, so it's a feeler anyway. So we're just gonna have some fun. And I do plan for my first guest, and hopefully he's gonna be a regular. Vandy, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man.
Right on, right on. I said you're trying. I saw you're trying to get away from Destiny. We'll get into that a little bit later, but goodness gracious, Iron Banner sucks.
I don't mind Iron Banner personally. It's Trials that's got me on the fence.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll get into that for sure. We'll definitely get into that. How are we sounding, Terry?
Pretty good to me, although I do feel you're kind of low because I'm at my volume's at max, and you're
Okay.
not that loud.
I'll max me.
And I'm talking about the stream, not in Discord.
Right. How was that? I upped myself a little bit. Probably help if I talked actually into the mic. What's up, Jance? How you doing, brother?
Actually, it might be a little too loud now.
Too loud now. Okay. Jance, we are troubleshooting. This is our first episode, so sorry about that, brother. Vandy, can I get a mic check from you, buddy?
Can you get a mic check, buddy?
Hey. Waiting on the feedback.
Yeah, I think he sounded fine.
Okay, and I'm sure people that hop in and out will let us know as well. So got an eye on that. But let me pull up. I'm a terrible person. I meant to put this into one file, and I didn't. All right. So our sounds good, Jance. If I know you're new in here, so if you can give us a little feedback, maybe as well. But welcome to the unnamed podcast, episode 1. Y'all sound fine to me. Okay, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. We're gonna be talking about just some things. We're gamers, so obviously this is gonna be gaming central, but we're gonna talk about some different things. Life. Because everybody's got one. So, well, some of us.
Partially.
Yeah, right. I did see a dude. Speaking of gaming, I saw a guy the other day in a strike that was he was like level 700 something season level. I was like, bro, touch some grass.
Right. Like there's an outside world.
It's beautiful outside. You should go check it out. No, but I've been there. I'm kind of in that stage personally myself, being currently unemployed. Now I do have a couple interviews set up for next week, so hopefully those will go well. But just getting started, I want to give my guest, future regular, a chance to introduce himself. Vandy, I'm just gonna call you Vandy instead of doing your whole gamer tag. I'll let you do that yourself. How you doing, man? How's it going?
Doing all right. For those of y'all that don't know me, my name is Vandy. 31 years old. I started streaming back in October 2019.
Okay.
Originally from Tennessee. Apparently, our football team's doing pretty good. I haven't been able to keep up, but I'm hearing great things, so I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Currently in the military, and
Right.
I'm stationed in Italy.
Right on. I think you cut out a little bit there. You were right around. You said you're 31 years old, and you're in the Navy. You said
Yes,
right
9
on.
years.
9 years, man, stud. Well, thank you for your service. I appreciate that. I'm a veteran myself. I'm not currently in. I've been out for almost. See, so you joined in like 2011, 2010, or 12?
2012.
Yeah. So I got out in 2012. So there you go. I've been out for 9. You've been in for 9. So the vicious circle of life, isn't it? But what prompted you to join, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, I guess that's what we're here for, right?
So I was working at a gas station
Mhm.
for about 3 years. I was supposed to be assistant manager at 2 of the gas stations I worked at, but that fell through, and my life wasn't going anywhere, and decided to make a change. And unlike most people, I went for traveling. I went to meet new people, not just schooling, and then obviously to serve. And here I am 9 years later, been to 4 different places, and I don't regret any of it at all. It's definitely been a positive in my life.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I'll repeat it again. Thank you for your service, man. It's definitely tough leaving home. I know I heard you say you 4 different places. What without OPSEC, obviously. Where have you been? What have you seen?
So for 4 years, I was in Georgia, which to me was more
The
ideal.
the country,
No, the state.
the state. Okay, okay,
Yeah. That was more ideal because it was close to home.
right.
After that, I went to San Diego.
I'm sure that was fun being around all the
Which
Marines.
I've been on the East Coast my entire life, so going to the West Coast. Say again?
I said I'm sure that was being fun being around all the Marines
In Georgia or San Diego?
in San Diego.
Oh, I worked with more in Georgia, and they were wild.
They go crazy, man. Love my Marine brothers. Crazy dudes.
A lot of NJPs.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So, what do you do in the Navy?
Currently military police.
Okay, and so I'm sure for people that don't know, I mean, I obviously know a little bit of the difference, but not even to the extent that you would, obviously. But what would be the difference between like a military police like you and a civilian, a police officer?
There's really not that much of a difference because, at least state-wise, like in the states, we still enforce the rules of speeding and shoplifting, all the laws, regulations. The only difference is we can't really process civilians. We just specifically handle military personnel and everybody that falls under the UCMJ, which, for those of you that don't know, that is like my Bible, basically,
Right.
of what people get charged with and who gets charged with.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so, so you said you can't process civilians. So how would that work for, say, civilian coming on post? So you send them away. What if they're non-compliant? Does it then become a UCMJ thing at that point?
No, it actually becomes a civilian issue. So if the person is non-compliant, we can actually detain them. We're not allowed to arrest. We don't like to use that word in my field of work. So we'll detain the individual and we will call the local authorities to come pick up person, and they'll get charged with trespassing and disorderly conduct if it gets that far, and then they'll take it from there.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So did you choose military police? Was that something that you that you set out to do when you went in, or what was your goals when you joined, or it was just, hey, send me somewhere?
So when I initially joined, I was given some options. I could be a police officer. I could be in the medical field, which we call HMs,
HM.
and
Okay.
or I could have been a cook, which is a CS,
Okay.
culinary specialist.
Okay.
I don't even cook for myself, so there's no way I'm gonna
So
cook for someone else.
cooking for a bunch of other, yeah, cooking for 2,000 soldiers, not your, or 2,000 sailors, not your idea of fun, huh?
No, no, not at all.
But you're
Very cool.
sitting at
I've
a gate
always
guard. You're sitting at a gate, so I've been there.
pick your poison, I guess.
Right, right. I did that through about half of one of my deployments. Basically sat at a gate, Kuwait. But and then I was in Afghanistan for the other part. But yeah, it's an interesting life, the military. I don't have a whole lot of regrets. I don't feel like I had a lot of great command. I had one really great commander by the name of Captain Fitzgerald. He was fantastic. But after that, I changed jobs and just came disenfranchised, I think. I saw a lot of toxicity, I feel like. And it wasn't all that way, and it kind of the way I see social media, they're not all bad, and it's not even the majority. It's just the ones that are a-holes are the loudest,
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it is in the military. The ones getting in trouble and making your unit look bad or making your squad look bad. It's always like 5 people. So, take it with a grain of salt.
The old saying, you got one rotten apple and it'll spread. And
That's right.
Exactly what happens.
That's right. And, I think the military's changed a little bit since I got out. But how are they handling mental health? Because when I was getting out, they were starting to transition to where they were, oh, hey, this is a big deal. Soldiers are really dealing with this. Soldiers apparently have been dealing with this for thousands of years. They just called it different things. We call it PTSD now. They called it shell shock. How are they handling it currently?
There's a bunch of different programs in place for that. For instance, you have Fleet and Family, which is 100% free for the service member and families. If you need
And
somebody to talk to,
families.
they have- Yes, so
That's
like
huge.
immediate family. Yeah, the dependents, the kids, anybody that is attached to said service member. They have qualified therapists there. They have financial counseling there. They have WIC for new mothers. It's a really, really great program.
Awesome.
So they have taken big steps towards helping with the mental illnesses, and they also have a 24-hour on-call doctor that if at any point in time you don't feel yourself, you can call, you can go in, and they'll check you out right then and there.
That's awesome. Is that just Navy, or is that military wide? Do you know?
I don't know. I know for the Navy, that's Navy wide.
That's still huge, though. That's awesome, and that's good to hear. It's a little bit of a morbid topic, but the suicide rate is it wasn't good. Has it gotten better? I can't. I have to say I haven't done my research properly on that.
I haven't done research either, so
Okay.
I don't have like specific numbers.
Yeah.
However, I have had 2 of my best friends from my first command take their lives, and I just recently found out that another guy took his life like 2 weeks ago from my first command as well.
Yeah, that's tough, and thoughts and well wishes go out to their family, and I know that's nothing, compared to the grief that they must be feeling. But hopefully those type of programs can kind of get that back on track, because it has gotten pretty bad lately, and that is definitely military wide. I know the Army has a lot of struggles with it, and and with all the things that all our service members have seen from the Navy, even the Coast Guard, they see some crazy stuff, honestly.
Yeah, they do more than the Navy does, actually.
Like, that's what you were saying, and what do you mean by that? I mean, I'm not downplaying them at all. I know they're crazy. They're all crazy people.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm scared of the deep ocean, man. I am.
It's not that bad once you get your sea legs down. You'll be fine.
Yeah, okay.
But like for the Navy, you see all the ships that go out because you have like the carriers and the destroyers and stuff like that. But that's what we call a show of force. The Coast Guard takes care of stuff that is at home. So anytime the ships go out to do their normal rounds, the Coast Guard's right there with them. And the way that they position themselves is on both sides of the ship. So that way, if there is an attack, they're the ones that actually get hit first. But they also have a 50 cal attached to their boats.
Oh, they're going ham. They're going ham with that 50 before.
Yeah. So like they do more than we do stateside. We just have a 240 attached to our little putt boats compared to their bigger speed.
Okay. See, that's
boats.
I dated a woman. Her sister joined the Coast Guard as we split up, and she loved it. She was stationed in Alaska, which I thought for the Coast Guard was probably not the best place to be. But I don't know anything.
I didn't even know we had a place in Alaska, to be honest.
I think she was stationed in Anchorage, if I remember correctly. But she was a shit hot soldier. And I know soldier is probably not the right word. I call everybody a soldier. It's bad, I've called you soldier a couple times, and I'm like, that's not right, But
you get used to it.
It's, if you called me seaman, I would get it. I'm like, yeah. I haven't earned that title, but yeah. No,
It's squid or devil dog or devil dolphin.
Yeah. See, I think I just don't think I would have enjoyed the Navy. It's the water.
I've been in for 9 years, and I've only been on the water one time, and that was in Georgia on a.
See, I don't know. I'd probably be like, yeah, I'm gonna go on the I'm gonna be a submariner. I'm gonna be a cool guy. No,
Absolutely not. I'm not being trapped underwater. No, thank you. But shout out to them. They do it.
Yeah, I have a buddy of mine that's a submariner. He's a good dude. So we talked a little bit about origin story of Vandy. Where Holmes, Tennessee, born and raised.
Yes. I'm sorry, say that again?
Born and raised.
Race?
Born and raised. I think your internet's.
Yeah, my internet is tanking.
That's all right, though.
Yeah. I was born in Kentucky, raised in Tennessee my entire life.
Okay, right on. What's it like growing up in good old Tennessee? What part of Tennessee?
Western Tennessee.
Okay, so you a sports fan, I guess?
You could say that.
Titans.
For NFL, yes. For basketball, I have to go with my boys, the Kentucky Wildcats. So
I guess you get to claim it because you were born there. No, that's fair. They're always good. That's for sure. Is John Calipari still there?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, because I knew some NCAA sanctions were coming down to a bunch of teams, and I didn't know if you never know, right? But no, that's cool. Do you so you just follow the NFL and college basketball?
Yes, but because I've been overseas the last 2 or 3 years, I've really fallen off of keeping track with it because of the time difference. So,
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
unfortunately, yeah, I can't keep up with it like I want to.
You haven't got into European football, soccer,
No, that's not my thing.
Euro
That's my brother's
League,
thing. Fine.
bro. Even if you're not into it, have you been to like a big match though, there in Italy or in Europe?
I've never been to a game, but whenever I was stationed in the Middle East, so Bahrain is where I was stationed at. They actually beat Saudi Arabia for the first time in like years,
Mm-hmm.
and
I remember
in
that.
football,
Yeah,
and the traffic was insane. Like it was literally a party on every single street. You couldn't go nowhere. Like
that's
I thought
awesome.
it was like their freedom celebration. Like it was crazy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I get chills seeing stuff like that. Like I don't know if you've ever seen the like when Iceland they went pretty far. They had their soccer team, football, soccer, whatever. We call it soccer. But their soccer team that like last couple World Cups have been really good, and they do like this Viking chant the whole the whole stadium does it, and it's 100,000 massive human beings doing this Viking chant at a soccer stadium. It's insane. I know, Ripa, the word soccer hurts your brain, but we invented it. It's fine, because America. But no, just kind of moving forward. I do highly recommend, while you're in Europe, take advantage of that. Go, even if you're not a soccer fan, go see a big time Euro League match. It's on my bucket list. It's
Yeah, one of my goals in COVID was. Oh,
you
sorry,
could,
I cut you off because my internet tanked again.
yeah, it cut pretty hard. Yeah, you're good though. Your roommate, I think you were saying.
No, one of my goals, if COVID lifts, is to go to a Madrid game.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Real
I know
Madrid.
they are crazy about theirs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You could also go see. You could go to a Inter Milan match. You could go to my personal favorite in Italy is Juventus. I like but the one to talk about Italian soccer, Italian football, is my roommate actually, Terry. He's a quarter Italian, and he has family that still lives over there. So yeah, he's
Well, buongiorno.
there. You go. See, he doesn't speak it, but
Oh,
yeah.
that's all I got. So you're
Yeah.
good.
Now his grandma, full blood Italian, and she is awesome and hilarious, and still just kicking along. She's probably in her 70s or 80s, but I think speaking of military, my roommate, his grandpa was in the army as well during Korea, and met her over there in Italy, and they got married. And when they met, she didn't speak a lick of English, so they like passed a translator back and forth to each other.
Yeah, it's definitely tough.
Yeah, so but that'd be a cool way to get to know somebody, because not only you're getting to know somebody, you're also educating yourself. You're learning a language. So, but yeah, I'm definitely jealous of you being over there in Italy for sure.
Yeah, so I'm on the island of Sicily, and it's gorgeous. Like
Oh man,
I've been to 2 different places, and I haven't even touched the surface of where I'm at. And like I still have to go to Venice. I still have to go to Naples, which is another base.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends there. Rome, I haven't gone to Rome yet. Like my bosses just took a flight there today. They're staying on for the weekend, and it's only like 60 euro for a flight from here to there, round trip. Like you can't beat it.
That's crazy. 100
Yeah,
bucks. $100 for round trip. That's nice.
yeah. Because if you fly from Tennessee to Florida, it's like 300. And like, come on,
Right, you could drive there for less than that.
right?
And almost the time. No, yeah, I'm definitely for sure jealous. For sure jealous. I never got stationed anywhere cool. I was at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. I was in South Carolina. Or excuse me, North Carolina, not South Carolina.
I'm actually thinking
That's
about
it.
living in North Carolina.
Afghanistan. I've thought about living in North Carolina. I love it. I loved it. The only problem is it's so humid. Oh.
Oh, you've never been to Georgia, then, have you?
No, I mean I live in Oklahoma. It's humid here, but if I were going to move to a beautiful place, why live in the same environment that I live in now?
Right.
No, but yeah,
Well,
no.
that's why I like Tennessee so much. We have all four seasons, and like, yeah, it's humid, but you can also have snow.
Oh yeah, no. Oklahoma's the same way. I think Oklahoma and Tennessee have similar climates, except for once you get eastern Tennessee, you get obviously you get more into the mountain regions and things like that.
Yeah,
But look at me knowing my geography.
yeah. The easiest way to know like the Tennessee geography is the West Coast. You cut it in threes. The West Tennessee is hills. Middle Tennessee is the city, the metro life, and then East Tennessee is the mountains and Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, all the attraction. That's where everybody wants to go to retire when they get older.
Okay,
So we have everything that you want.
it's kind of like Florida, except not a swamp.
Yeah.
Uh, no. Well, I'm not even gonna mute it. Screw it. No, but no, that's cool. I dig it. So what about North Carolina?
I actually had a friend that got married there. I flew from California to his wedding. I was supposed to be in the wedding. However, I spent so much money. He was like, dude, like, don't get a tux. You have a spot at my table as like an honorable mention. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I met him and his family. They live like out in the sticks, which is basically where I live. And it's far enough away from town where nobody bothers you, but it's not like BFE. And it's just you wake up in the morning, you sit on the porch, you have a cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee, so mine would probably be Jack and Coke. Listen to the birds chirp, read the paper, just enjoy life and the smell.
This man's gonna have
It
a
just
Jack and Coke at 7 in the morning.
hey, live your life.
A true seaman, if I've ever heard of one.
Yeah, yeah.
A true sailor.
Yeah. But
No, it sounds nice though.
super
Yeah,
relaxed.
no, I feel you. Yeah, no, that sounds nice. It's just and you're right, the smell. The smell was, it's just big ass trees.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You get the morning dew that like I mean,
Yep.
obviously dew doesn't have a smell, but it just has that
Yeah. But it does though.
smell.
It does though, because it's in all those fir trees and those big pines. But you're right. There is a smell to that. That's cool. Yeah. So true. That is a good place. Yeah, I couldn't. I have a son. So, and unfortunately, her and I aren't together anymore. So for me, I just couldn't do it. It's too far away, and I highly doubt she's gonna move to North Carolina. So it is what it is. But there.
When you have a second half, it makes it a lot harder to do what you want to do, and
Yeah,
also a compromise.
I'm not worried about it. I lived there for a little while when I was in the army, so that's cool. Now, as soon as I got stationed there, got deployed, and then when I got home, I got sent back to Fort Sill. So it is what it is. But it was a good time. Outside of the military, do you get to? I mean, I guess you're right there for some places. Do you get to travel at all?
Right now, because of COVID, we're allowed to travel with what they call a green card, not to
Okay.
get confused with our green cards. Theirs is validation that we have our COVID shots.
Okay.
So we can travel, but there are some countries still in the Europe region that is not allowing certain places that were hit harder in 2019, late 20s or early 20s,
Right.
to go. And my island, Italy, was one of the hardest hit ones. So we have a bunch of restrictions. But as far as Italy itself,
Well, y'all
we
were
can
at the
go.
epicenter.
Yeah, yeah. We were shut down for a long, long time. But as far as Italy itself, we can travel anywhere in Italy as long as we have our green card or the island itself. And then we can also go to Malta, which is just south of us.
Okay. I heard that's worth the trip.
I haven't been yet, but that is on my as soon as I
On the
am able to
to-do.
fly list.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So I guess and we don't have to discuss it, but how do you feel about the whole, and without being political at all, I'm so over all of it anyway, you know what I mean? But how do you kind of feel about the vaccine and do you see it working? Like we said, you're right at the damn near center of it. From where it got really, really bad. Is it working? Do you see it working?
Um, so this is tricky. I can't actually answer this
Okay.
properly. We actually have a mandate that all service members have to be vaccinated, and if not, then you get basically kicked out of the military. So for that reason, I can't really go into discussion about that topic.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So you're vaccinated for sure, or at least the
I am,
military.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not by choice, but by
Right.
force.
No,
We'll leave it at that.
I get that. That's fine. That's fine. But you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that I understand. Why places are asking for it. Everybody's scared. Even still, it's we're almost in 2022. This virus started in 2019, so we're looking at 2.5 years at this point, and people are still scared, and that's fine. It's totally understandable. It's scary, but it's tough making people do something.
Yeah, because you're
that's
making them change their entire way of life.
right.
And people don't like change at least not that quick.
Yeah, and it's hard, especially that quick. Yeah, no, I mean that's a great point. But I'm no expert. I have no knowledge outside of my dumbass gamer opinions. You know what I mean? I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy being a dude. But I thought there were some really encouraging things that came out of it. You know, people really seem to work together. Now, they kind of turned on each other, but that's kind of to be expected with, you know, just being cooped up. But
Yeah.
there for a
The
while,
introduction of parents.
people were working to, like, you know, and not just in state to state, it was country to country, it was worldwide, and it was pretty cool. Unfortunately, it came with, you know, the virus, but that was cool to see. Now, like I said, everybody kind of turned on each other, and we're back to, you know, canceling each other, but that's a whole nother topic. Goodness gracious. I want to touch on it before we move on from the military. I mean, we've kind of discussed our military thing, and there's two more things I want to discuss. One pertains to the military, and one pertains to kind of the military. And since you're from the South, you'll also kind of understand. So, first of them, with the what's going on with Afghanistan. I know you haven't deployed there, but you're still a service member, and you're deployed. You're deployed, in my eyes, to Italy right now. Like, in my opinion, some say you're stationed there, but in my eyes, you're deployed. Like, you had to separate from your family to go do a job, just like anybody on a deployment did. And so, what do you think about the whole situation? Especially being in, like, has it caused anything to change with your daily life, I guess?
There for a little bit, yes. Because when we were evacuating everybody from there, they were coming to different commands, and we had to like screen them. We had to set up security details for them, and there was just a lot of man hours.
Not
Like
to
we
mention
actually
it
went
being in the
for,
middle of a pandemic.
yeah, 100%. So they would fly in, they would get off, and immediately get COVID tested, and then they would go into like a refuge area. There was a lot of man hours that were burned because of the whole situation.
Okay.
We actually went port and starboard, which, if anybody doesn't know what that is,
I
it's
don't.
basically. Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely know.
Yeah, I'm a grunt, bro.
Yeah. So port and starboard is you work one day, you get off, you go in the next day, and you work again. Like you don't have a single day off, but you try to work in like a certain time frame to where you get a break. Like, it's really really stressful, and it took a toll on our security department here because one, we were undermanned as it was. Now you just brought in thousands and thousands of refugees that we have to monitor and make sure they have food and water and getting taken care of, that we don't have the manpower for. So luckily, the Army MPs that are stationed with us, they agreed to assist. So it took a little bit of the burden off of us. But other than that, I don't really watch the news because
Neither do I. It depresses me.
huh?
Neither do I. It depresses me.
It doesn't really depress me. It infuriates me because
True.
they only see the negative sides. They don't see like what's going on that's positive or anything like that. And it's propaganda in my eyes. Like unless you're here experiencing it, like you shouldn't be putting it on the news
That's
unless you
fair.
have 100% facts.
That's fair. And I
That's all
100%
I know
agree
about.
with you. 100% agree with you. Um, I could go on a rant about mainstream media, and it's not just
Yeah, so
social
you can do
media.
that. You can do that because you were actually there. Like I've never been there. The closest I've been is the Middle East,
I don't.
and that was stressful.
I don't see. I'm not one of those that subscribes to that idea of thinking. Like, oh, I was there. Well, yeah. That doesn't make me any more or less informed, you know. It is If it's not, Discord me. But sorry, I'm talking to my roommate. But yeah, I've just really never subscribed to that. You know, like I have my Submariner buddy, actually, him and I talk about war stories or whatever, and he talks about like going under the polar ice cap. And to me, that is so terrifying. Like,
That's really sketchy.
oh, this gives me the heebie-jeebies right now. And he was like, bro, you were driving around having a chance to get hit by IEDs. Yeah, I couldn't do that. You know, and I guess he makes a good point there. It's he was trained to do that. I was trained to do this. So it doesn't seem scary to either one of us put it in the situation, but scary to the, you know, opposite.
Right.
But yeah, it's sad. You know, a lot of people lost their lives unnecessarily, I feel like. And we all knew that the whole time. I mean, that's nothing new. That's not a new feeling. It was just poorly planned all the way around, and it without even blaming either political party. Everybody's to blame. You know, we left. I saw an estimate, and it's just a guess. Obviously, the experts, quote unquote, the experts, that the United States government left $700 million worth of equipment.
Yeah. Planes, tanks, Humvees, weapons, ammo, like everything.
And in my eyes, from what I've seen, that is being nice. Because some of those, and you know, some of those aircraft are a couple $100 million a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we're saying we only had 750 million. Yeah, right. It's probably a couple $100 billion worth of equipment that, I mean, we designed vehicles to combat explosions that the Taliban were inflicting upon us. And then we just gave them all to them.
Yeah.
It's insane to me. Now, granted, I have 5 of my friends that got to come home. Like they were deployed still, and they're back in the States now. So there's positives. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the region, in the country. Because there's a lot of good people there. That's one thing that kind of hurts my feelings about it, is there's a lot of good people there. And I mean the locals, you know, the Afghani people. I don't think I had a bad interaction with a single one of them. Outside of the ones that I was there to fight, you know.
Right.
You know, I spent some time with some. I was super fortunate to have good handwriting. So I got to sit in with village elder meetings because I had good handwriting. And I'll remember that forever because that was so cool. It was so cool. And some of the best food. Oh my goodness. They make this goat cheese that it's like if you hold it and touched it, it feels solid. Then you put it in your mouth and it's butter. It's insane. It's so good.
That's interesting.
It's so good. but just speaking on how good the people are, we were building up this this police station out in this I wouldn't say remote because everything's kind of remote there, but out in a little ways away from the main areas. We're building up this police station, and the local village that was close to the police station, we'd been eating MREs, and we didn't have electricity for like the first 2 months or something like that. We hadn't taken like solid showers. I mean, we bathed in the river and things like that, which isn't super sanitary. Luckily, the water moves fast enough, because that's their bathroom. But, we had it tough, right? Yeah, we had it quote unquote tough. Well, one of the villagers comes and he's like, "Hey, I have this," and he offered to slaughter a goat and gave us 2 like massive bags of rice to eat because we hadn't eaten anything but MREs. And he cooked it like he, butchered it up, put it on a spit, cooked it, gave us some of that goat cheese. Come to find out, that was his last goat and his only 2 bags of rice for the winter. And this was in like October.
Wow.
Yeah. For him and his family. That was his last food. And he gave it to us because we hadn't eaten. Now, we all immediately got on, not all we. Our lieutenant called up to the hires and was like, "Hey, we need," I think they ended up giving him like 5 goats. They hooked him up. But it was crazy. He wasn't guaranteed to get repaid by the United States government. They do it a lot. They do that type of stuff a lot. If we get in firefights and we kill some goats or whatever, they repay them.
Yeah, which is behind closed doors. Like, nobody sees that.
No.
They only see the negatives.
I mean, there's literally I've seen a guy with a briefcase handcuffed to his hand. Had like a couple $1 million in cash in it. Because if something he was there, if something happened. And he also was the guy that came through and handed out money to the soldiers too. But yeah, it's cool stories. Another sad thing. The only really sad thing that came out of that village is we built a library and a school for them, and it got blown up, both of them.
Wow.
So, a rich Canadian guy, actually lived there, which is great. Well, had a house there. I don't think he actually lived there all the time, but he had a house there, massive ass house. And when you first see it, I was like, because this is my first deployment, so I'm freaking out. I'm super hyper aware, right? And I see this massive ass glare coming off this ridge, and I'm like, "Oh, that's a fucking sniper!" And my sergeant was like, "Nah, man, that's just this rich Canadian dude's house, and those are his windows." So apparently it was no big deal, but yeah. But he funded building the school and the library, and both of them got destroyed by the Taliban.
Yeah, that's the difference in your experience and my experience. Like, I haven't had anything traumatic like that happen. Outside of, like, earlier we talked my friends' suicides, but the Middle East, like, a lot of people don't like going there, but they were some of the most friendly people. Like,
I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. Like, I wish I wasn't there to be at war.
Yeah,
and it's not a safe place to travel to, but I wish it was, because there are some beautiful places in Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm. I've met more rude people in Italy than I have in the Middle East.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
That doesn't surprise me at all, actually. Now,
Well, you know, like the propaganda from the like, from the news and stuff, it's just like you would expect it to be the other way around, but it's not. And these guys here drive insane.
yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that Europeans can drive a little crazy. Man, but so can we.
Yeah.
We're crazy Americans. I mean, you know, stereotypes exist for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, not all of them, but some of them do. You know, like
Yeah, like they have their road rage, but like the moment that you come into a roundabout, because they don't believe in like U-turns, they everything is a roundabout here.
right.
Like they'll sit there and they'll do their gestures towards you, but the moment that you come to the roundabout, they'll let you through. Like nothing even happened 5 seconds ago, and it's just like, all right, thanks.
That's hilarious. Because they, you know, they know if they fuck around that it's gonna clog it up for everybody.
Yeah.
So that's funny. That's how it goes. But yeah. Well, we got into a little Debbie Downer there with some Afghanistan talk, but I just felt like it was something, you know, that both of us being service members that we should talk about. You know, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and I hope so y'all were bringing in Afghani refugees in there.
We were, yes.
Oh, okay, awesome. I was where I'm from, Oklahoma. We're set to have like one of the highest number of Afghani refugees per state.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
people are freaking out about it.
We were basically the checkpoint. They would come to us. We would clear them, background check them, and then we would send them about their business. It took us about 3 weeks to get thousands of refugees.
I can't imagine what that's like. From your perspective or from theirs?
I mean, from theirs, they were probably grateful because they were taken out of a hostile situation.
Yeah, but it's still got to be scary too, because you have no idea what's going on, and you're going to some places that, you know, might be a little ignorant of the situations.
Yeah. But for us, the security side, like not getting told what's going on, why we're doing it, who we're doing it for, like that happens a lot. We get told to, hey, go do this, and we're just like, why? Like, I need to know the importance so that I know what I need to do to defend said area, but they won't tell us anything. So we literally just stand there and look clueless, and somebody asks us a question, we answer, I don't know, I wasn't informed. And then that makes us look stupid because we're the security of the base. We need to know what goes on at all times on the base. But when you leave us in the dark, we got nothing.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that like the outside civilian world doesn't see from the military side. They see all rainbows, butterflies. We get paid X amount of money, go to school for free, whatever. But there's a lot of politics that go on inside as well that makes the job stressful.
Lots and lots.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed my time met a bunch of good people. That's one cool thing about the military is it's such a small world too. You know, you'll run into somebody 5 years down the road that you haven't seen in obviously 5 years, but it's just like, hey, I know you.
That happened here.
Yeah.
That happened here to me. I ran into my LPO at my first command 9 years later at this command.
That's crazy.
I was like, yo.
Like, I know you. It's like, I know you.
Yeah, so I was getting introduced because my sponsor, he went up to Patrick and was like, hey, this guy Vanderpool needs to check in. And he was like, oh, Van Peasy. And I heard his voice and I looked in the corner. I said, no freaking way. And there he was. I was like, dude, what's up?
That's awesome. That's hilarious. Well, I guess a good transition is what's next. What's are you a lifer? You a career guy?
I am not.
No career guy, huh? Okay. So how long? What are you looking at on your term of service right now?
I will be officially out of the military January 2023.
Okay, so a
So it'll
little over a
be,
year.
yeah, it'll be my 10-year and like 6-month mark before I get out.
Okay. And you weren't gonna go that extra year and a half to get the 12?
No.
Fair enough. Understand. So what's next after that then?
Um, I haven't really thought about it, but here recently, I've been wanting to take my streaming to the next level. New Year's resolution, I want to try to get partner or as close to partner as possible.
By New
Other
Year's?
than that, say again?
By New Year's?
No, New Year's resolution.
Oh, okay.
So January to January,
Gotcha.
that full year, that's my number one goal. Um, Other than that, I'm actually going to the Navy College, which is a free program that the military offers,
Oh, okay.
to enroll in school so that I can go into the medical field.
Fuck yeah.
I
Would
just need
do.
to narrow down what I actually want to do.
Any ideas? Or is it just you have no idea, you just wanted to go into the medical field?
Um, as cliche as it sounds, I'd be watching these medical shows, like The Good Doctor, Grey's Anatomy.
Oh
Uh,
god. Okay.
yeah. You
Okay.
know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I would love to be a doctor,
Naturally.
but I don't think I really want to do a doctor. Like nurse practitioner, physician assistant, I think would be more my speed. We have the same job, quote unquote, as a doctor, but we don't have the same responsibility. So, like, if something goes wrong, I don't get sued. The doctor gets sued because he's the overall primary care.
Right.
But I still have that freedom to move around and still do and assist in surgeries and stuff like that. So, trauma is what I'm leaning towards because you never know what you're going to expect walking through those doors.
That's true.
And that excites me because it's like, okay, what's going to happen today?
Okay. I like that. I like that. A little bit of a daredevil then maybe. All right. I dig it. No, I think that's a good it's a good profession, especially you said nurse practitioner. That's the way to go, in my opinion. Um, there's
Yeah,
never not going to be a need for nurses ever.
yeah. The nurse practitioner is a step down from a physician assistant. They have almost the same responsibilities as a PA, but they get
Kinda depend on where you're at and depending on what kind of experience. Because some nurse practitioners, I've seen them not give a fuck. Like no, they'll tell doctors no, nope.
yeah. Well, they must have been there when the building was built because I would never do that to my doctor. He cuts my check.
Yeah. Well, you got to know when to. I mean, if someone's wrong, you got to tell them.
Oh yeah, 100%. I do that now.
So.
That's why I'm not very liked in the military.
Oh yeah, they don't like that.
Nope.
They don't like that. That's for sure. Yeah. So the future is medical field for Vandy. All right. And so, how do you want to? I guess you said you wanted to be partner over the next year. What? How you gonna get there? What are you gonna do about it?
I have no idea.
You got this,
I
man.
have 2 months to think about this.
That's true.
Um,
That's true. But why not? Why wait 2 months, man? Start right now.
well, yeah, of course, of course. My first goal is to get to 500 followers, and then that'll like validate me in my head that okay, I got this. Like it's easy selling from here.
Okay.
Um,
What?
because right now I have a fantastic support group that always shows up, shows out, does what they got to do, shows support, and words can't ever describe how much I appreciate them. But going forward, like I would love to do giveaways. I would love to interact with the chat, do cosplay, which I have been doing recently. Uh, we didn't hit my 300 follower goal for the maid cosplay, but I ended up doing it anyways as a thank you for the people that did come out and show support and stuff like that for Halloween.
You got pretty close, didn't you? Like 270, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to two. I got before when the goal ended. I was at 264.
Yeah, I was like, you didn't think you were gonna get there, and I was like, dude, I think you got a real shot at getting there. No,
Yeah.
but that was cool. That was cool. I mean, because you went from when I stopped streaming.
120.
When I stopped streaming, you were like 10 ahead of me.
Mhm.
You're over 100 ahead of me. So you know, that's awesome, and you did that in 6 weeks tops. Like, you know, just keep growing, man. Keep doing your thing, dude. You got it. So I guess we're kind of transitioning into the gaming aspect a little bit. What are you playing and streaming most? I know you play Destiny quite a bit. Just Trials though.
Destiny is my go-to.
Right. Have you streamed anything else, or is it mainly Destiny?
So most of my followage is from Destiny.
Okay.
When I was doing competitive carries and trials carries, but because of the new changes coming to the game, it's gotten a lot harder. And the game's been out for what, 15 seasons now, 16 seasons. So like comp isn't really on the to-do list with people anymore. So I'm starting to transition to Apex. So I have a schedule that during the week I'm gonna play some Apex, and then on the weekends I'm gonna do Destiny, where it's Iron Banner, Trials, Trials Labs, which was actually really fun. I really want them to bring that back because it was a different aspect of the game itself.
Well, every
I
weekend's been Trials Labs. So the Trials Labs is just basically from my understanding at least, is it's just they change something every week. So
yeah, well, this past week they need to take that and scrap it. They need to get rid of it.
they are they're bringing back the flawless pool.
Which I'm perfectly okay with.
I'm cool with that. My personal opinion is I think they need to keep the freelance pool. They need to keep freelance. Now I don't.
That's how I went flawless when they brought that in.
Oh, you went flawless freelance?
Yep. And
Nice.
it was a lot more fun. It was stressful.
Man, I
'cause,
got
you
to
can't
6
do
wins
anything
like
for team.
several times and just
Yeah.
oh well. But I kept getting, and I got matched against a cheater twice at 5 wins. The same guy.
Oh, that's tough.
The same guy. Had heavy like all the time. You know. So I was like, oh, and I saw his name the second time we played him. I saw his name. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, well, this was fun.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't BattleEye active now?
It is. So, I mean, I'm sure he didn't last very long. You know, he probably's not like when Trials comes back, you know, next week. He probably won't be around, but he'll be around on a different name.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I asked that is because Grenader Jake posted a video of a cheater, and I was watching ZK Mushroom and Frostbolt, and they fought the same guy 2 days later.
Well, they were probably playing with Grenader Jake.
Huh?
Well, they were probably playing with Jake. They all play together all the time.
No, it was separate because Grenader Jake uploaded it to YouTube as a short, and then 2 days later, I was watching ZK and Frostbolt play together, like live on stream.
Right,
They play
right.
the same guy. And I was like, yo, if you have this cheat system into place, like, why isn't it working? Why is this guy still playing 2 days later?
I
Like,
think
he
it.
was,
I think they are working. It's just I've seen, and I'll tell you, I've seen a whole lot less cheating. And you see cheating a lot less than I see it.
yes,
The most cheating you're gonna get is lag switching and DDoSing.
flag switching, aimbot, wall hacks.
I
That's about
mean,
it.
it's really, I mean, I know Xbox you can't aim at, you can't, there's no hacks, but, so maybe I guess you can hack PS4, or PS5, but, most of the cheats are on PC, and for a while it was brutal, and it's always really bad right at the end of the season because the cheaters know that their software is a 50-50 chance it's going to work when the new season comes out. So they are getting every last bit of cheating they can. But
Yeah, you see a warlock flying across the screen with infinite 1,000 voices.
yeah. And it's firing at a full auto.
Right.
No, I've been relatively upbeat about. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with Destiny. I play the crap out of it, but and it's a really good game. It's a really good game. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of variety. It's just that to me, you can tell they don't play test their game. It's
No,
just
not at all.
it's just obvious, and so many things could be solved if you just paid people to play your game before you released it. And I get it, financially it makes more sense to not, well, I mean, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but they know better. They know better what's better. They know what's better for their business than I do, obviously. Like, and I'm not being sarcastic. Like there's a reason that they are a multi-billion-dollar company, and me and you are sitting here and talk about it on Twitch. And the music's good. The cinematography's good. Like, it's all good. It's just there. Could we use another Crucible map or 2 or 5? Yeah, we could. There's all those little things, but overall, I've put 2,000 hours in the game. It's really hard to complain in the end,
I mean, my Crimson has 14,000 kills with it.
I was about to bring that up, actually. Like, goodness. Like, this man, 14,000, is that what you're at now?
Yes, 14,000.
And that's Crucible kills.
Yeah, let me pull up the actual number for you, because I did it in my Discord. Let's see here.
14,000 kills. That's dumb.
So, top Crucible weapons. This is Crucible weapons. Crimson has 14,067 kills. The next gun is Bygones with 4,678.
Bygones?
Yeah, that was
Okay. It's different.
Well, I love that gun because it was full auto kill clip.
True.
And I was a hunter whenever I used that. And then my energy, I'm a sniper now, so my Dord is 3,087 kills, but Luna's has 4,500 kills.
So you use the hand cannon a little bit. That's all right.
Yeah.
No, that's good stuff.
My baby.
And okay, so how did that come about? Because that's not your everyday. I have 15,000 kills with this weapon.
Honestly, I don't know. I've always been fascinated with the hand cannons in the game, and 120s they're powerful, but the recoil just messes with me too much. And I'm one of those run and gun kind of players. So Crimson really complements that because I get my health back. So I can continuously go into fights and play aggressive, but I can also sit back and snipe as well. And it's something that I fell in love with, and my clanmates have told me never put it down. Like
Yeah.
I-
Yeah. Anybody that my roommate will be like, what the fuck is he? Is that Crimson? Yeah. He's like,
yeah,
he's like, fuck, he's good with it. And like, yeah. Or we'll be sitting you'll be streaming or whatever, and I'll be like, hey, I'll be watching you, and we'll be sitting in my Discord. I'm like, you guys should go check out Vandy. So if you ever get taken or Gadriel or any of them, well, Gadriel hops in on his own, but a lot of times I'll tell them, hey, Vandy's streaming right now, and they're like, damn, he's good with, and there's always, damn, he's good with that Crimson.
yeah.
It always comes up in conversation when one of us is watching your stream. It's funny.
It's solid. Actually, Siri just popped in the chat, and he redeemed a sound command in the stream with the channel points. That have you ever seen Malibu's Most Wanted?
I think so. Is that with the white guy that tries to be? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So he has a sound command now that is exclamation point white Kong.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And that is his command specifically for when I use Crimson.
So always.
So shout out to Siri.
Yeah, big shout out to Siri. Welcome in, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for that follow, man. You can rescind it once Vandy leaves, man. It's cool. Don't worry about it. So so something I've liked from streaming is I've got to meet some cool people from different parts. Is that something that you've enjoyed as well? And or is that just kind of a cool byproduct of what we have the opportunity to do?
I have met some cool people. There's a few from Australia. A buddy of mine, Mark, he started on PlayStation, but he went to the PC world because he's toxic. Just kidding. I have a few from the Middle East. There's a bunch in the States. I have a few that's in the UK. So, me personally, I'm a very shy guy. When I meet new people, like it takes a minute for me to register like what's going on, or if I get rated, I get flustered, which is natural. But once they start coming in and making themselves known, like I've seen Gadriel, he actually just subscribed a couple days ago. YouTube John, he's been lurking around. He's been a subscriber for a very long time, and I met them through you. Taken Terry's on there as well. So it's nice to see like different cultures coming together because I do have the LGBTQ community, and I have your community plus the community that I built as well.
Yeah, no, that it's pretty cool to have someone from Finland that watches sometimes. I've have people from the UK. It's from Japan. Technology is scary, and but for the same place it's scary, it's extremely cool too. It's making our world a whole lot smaller, and it's also making it to where people can't get away with dumb shit anymore. Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But
like, who's to sit there and be like, okay, I'm in a little town in Tennessee, but I've got somebody in Japan or Indonesia that's watching me. Like that just blows my mind. That
yep.
Eventually you could become really, really good friends with said person and you're thousands and thousands of miles apart. Like that's mind blowing to me.
Yeah, and that's something I actually think that commercial space travel can accomplish if it's done properly. Now, sending rich people to space, I have no interest in that. But you could, if done right, you could bridge those thousands of miles gaps just by taking a quick trip into the orbit and then dropping down on the other side, or letting the Earth rotate underneath you. It's really cool,
Doesn't Japan have the bullet train? Like, why don't we just put that everywhere?
There is supposedly a transatlantic, like New York to Berlin or something like that, train being built right now. Supposedly.
Is it above water? Because if it's not, I ain't doing it.
Nope, it's underwater, I'm pretty sure.
All right, pass.
He said pass. I would go under the English Channel into France. But
one crack and you're done. No. That's like the same concept of being in a submarine. You're trapped underwater.
That's true.
There's no way.
It's true. But in a car, I could just drive hopefully fast.
Exactly.
Yeah. With a submarine, it's just like, well, it was fun.
Because you can only submerge at a certain speed. Because your ears will pop and pressure and stuff like that. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'll stay above water.
Because the gases in your lungs expand too fast and your lungs explode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've taken some diving classes. It's some crazy shit. What happens? Because they actually like show you. They'll take a balloon or whatever, and fill it with the gases that would be in your lungs, and then they're like, okay, watch as we simulate 180 feet below the surface, and you see the balloon shrink or whatever, and then like, okay, so this is the only amount of air you can breathe, but there's air in there, and then that as you go up, that air expands, and then balloon pops. Yeah, I quit diving classes after that demonstration, but
I was wanting to go diving.
No, it's something I want to get back into. I think I did 3 diving classes, not enough to be any type of proficient. But it's I've watched too many YouTube videos, I think, though.
Well, that's your problem. Stop watching the bad ones. Watch the good ones.
Well, I watch good ones too, but it's just, man, the problem is you can be with the most professional divers, and even professional divers panic from time to time. It's just human nature.
Mm-hmm.
And if one of you panics, all of you could die. That's what, it's a whole nother level of trust. But
that's very true.
But yeah, I would want to do cave diving for sure. There's a lot of cool ones out there. There's quite a few cool cenotes in Mexico. There's the Blue Hole in Egypt. I mean, there's some really cool dive spots. Hell, there's tons of them in the United States. But yeah.
Yeah, I went snorkeling by the Barrier Reef down in Key West, Florida, and that was beautiful.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I was probably about 50 meters to 100 meters away from, away from a barracuda. And he was just floating there, just not doing nothing, just looking around, because there was all these people in his waters, and he was just curious, and then floated away. And I was like, dude, I've never thought I'd be that close to a barracuda.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever even seen one alive, like even in a zoo. Now that I think about it, crazy creatures though, right? Crazy creatures. Speaking of crazy creatures, have you ever seen a sturgeon?
No.
Crazy creatures. They're like prehistoric looking creatures. They have like almost exoskeletons almost. It's crazy. But and massive. They grow up to like 15 feet. Weigh like couple thousand pounds.
He said it was a sturgeon? Oh,
Yeah,
there it is.
sturgeon, yeah. Said yes, New York to Berlin, and they haven't had any problems so far. Fastest 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Ooh, that thing is big.
Yeah, sturgeon. Yeah, it's massive, dude. It's insane. Yeah, weighing upwards of 2,000 pounds. Nature is insane. Nature is crazy insane.
They're ugly though.
Ugly, super ugly,
Yeah.
super ugly. Damn, nature,
Yeah.
you scary. That's so true, Gabriel. So true, bro.
Hey, Gabriel, what's up?
But yeah, Vandy's Echo was saying New York to Berlin. So far, fastest is 2 hours and 18 minutes. That's insane.
Vandy's Echo is my brother.
Oh, is it? Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna bring up. I was gonna get into the family. Do y'all game together? Did you get you know? Because I don't have a brother. I have a sister, and she was not into gaming.
So Vandy's Echo, which is my brother Jordan, he is actually in our clan. He does game Destiny. He plays Rocket League, which I guess is okay. I'm not a big fan of it.
I'm not good at it, but it's fun to watch. I'm saying I enjoy watching Rocket League. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's really good at it. There's no way I can do it though. Um, he's actually starting to stream because I think I stream and he sees what I do and he has a good future in it as well as long as he opens up and we game together time to time. We went flawless I think once or twice.
Nice.
He's gone flawless on his own, I believe. I'm not sure. He can correct me if I'm wrong, but he's getting there.
He said he's getting there, going flawless. I got to get carried.
Well, I say he's getting there because he needs to focus on his schooling first, and then he can game.
Probably should do that. Yeah, definitely focus on the schooling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be me.
Yeah,
Get a degree.
Yeah, finish your degree, then you can game all you want on your time off.
Exactly. In your mansion with me in your basement.
That's right. I'll be your nanny.
No, I won't go that far. I'll be a little pool brother.
I don't give a shit. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's what I always tell my sister. I was like, I'll be your nanny. She's like, I don't want you raising my kids. I was like, that's fair. Fair enough. Gage, I still need to get my flawless Jance. Yeah, we got sturgeon. Yeah, Jance says they got sturgeon in Lake Erie. It's an invasive species. It is an invasive species, yeah. It definitely is. So how old's your brother?
He is 19.
19.
Yep, and then I have a younger brother that is 17.
Okay.
12 and 14 years difference.
I was going to say a little bit different in age there.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right, though. Happens.
Thanks,
Bro.
Mom.
No, that's cool. What's brother studying in school?
Geez. History of all things.
Hey, history's good stuff. Me and you had this conversation. History is awesome.
I hate history.
I can see how you have to have a good professor. You have to have good history professors. Or you have to have just a general love of learning stuff about history. But man, history's cool, man. There's some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah, I mean, so honestly, if I think I would like history more if I wasn't forced to take it. So like, um, for instance, we talked about me having a medical degree, right, or going to
Mm-hmm.
school for medical.
Right.
Like, tell me why I need to have a history class for medical. Like, I don't really need that. Now, if it was history of medicine, okay, I can see that, but I don't need to know about like the 1800s or the 1700s or anything. Sorry, I keep losing my voice. I don't need like all that stuff.
Yeah, see, I mean, 17 and 1800s. That's really close. What interests me is just the evolution of humanity, and I'm not talking about like the missing link or whatever. I'm talking about that. Like it just what's the right word for it? It really is just humanity, just seeing how people change, how they've evolved with their emotions and their the ability to learn. I think is really cool. And when it comes, that's the stuff about history that I like. I really enjoy World War II history. If we're talking about recent stuff, there's a lot of extremely interesting and dark stuff that happened in World War II. Uh, you know, the last time the Navy was, well, I guess the Navy kind of was used a lot in Korea and Vietnam, but yeah.
Like, I don't mind watching it like on the History Channel, but to read it, oh
Oh
gosh,
yeah, reading it's tough. Reading it's
I
tough,
fell asleep
unless you
immediately.
just have like a fantastic author, which a lot of history authors just aren't. You know, uh,
They're drier than dry bones for Mario.
that's definitely true. And that probably comes from being too smart. You know, how just there's some people that are just so smart they're just can't function in regular society. Just because it's like it doesn't interest me. You know. But no, that's really cool. But I can also see how it's not exactly. It can get boring. Like I said, especially reading it. No. So why'd you get into streaming? I guess what did have you always been a gamer and you just started streaming, or recently started gaming? I guess.
So I've had every single console growing up, since I was a child. If I didn't have it, my uncle had it.
Right, huge
So,
Pokemon fan, right?
oh yes, I love
Okay,
Pokemon.
right. See, I never got into Pokemon. You'd have to teach me. You have to teach me the
Yeah,
ways.
well, I do stream randomizers, which apparently is against the terms of service for Twitch. So,
Is it?
um, yeah, I might not be doing that anymore, but we'll see. I do know that the new one's coming out, so I will be streaming that for sure. It takes me back about 10, 15 years. So
Oh
I'm
dang.
excited to see what they say again.
So and this one's not a randomizer. This one's actually a release.
This one will be, yes. I think it's next week or the week after.
Oh, okay. So soon. Okay, right on.
Yes.
And this
But
one's
believe it or not,
you told me
sorry.
the name earlier. I couldn't remember.
Uh, it's the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake.
And is that like a special one from the past? They're remaking it.
No, they're just remaking it. Like they have different names. Like there was Gold and Silver, Diamond and Pearl, Alpha Sapphire, and then you have Sword and Shield, and then like they're just doing remakes. Like it's hard to explain, I guess.
Hmm. That's cool though. I mean, with today's technology and graphics capabilities, it's kind of cool to see some of those older games get remade. I'm personally a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed series, and they've remade several of those games, and they're fantastic. On and one of the biggest fan favorites in the Assassin's Creed franchise is Black Flag, and they redid that one, and looks so good on PC. It looks so good, and I'm sure it would look so good on upgraded consoles too.
I think the big thing about the Pokemon remakes is because obviously I'm 31, so I was born in the 90s. Hence my name, Vandy 1990. And I grew up with Pokemon, so that was my thing. Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, anime, like all kinds of stuff, right? So growing up playing all those games, I get to witness them as a kid in color for the first time. Now, as a grown adult who still has that childish side, gets to witness it evolve again because Diamond and Pearl was like a 2D kind of setting, I believe. Maybe 3D. But now they have like the remake is going to be chibi characters with the Pokemon actually looking realistic. So it's more like a 4D figure. So to see it go from where it used to be to where it is now within 10, 15 years, the nostalgia is what gets me coming back and what gets a lot of the Pokemon community coming back as well. Because it could be the same storyline. We don't care. It's just the fact that it's evolved and we want to see how it goes and replay our childhood.
Yeah, that's cool. And I don't know why it is that I didn't get into anime, because I'm in that age where most of my peers, most of the people that are my age and plus or minus 2 to 4 years were into anime or are into anime. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I was outside too much. I don't know. Because the only anime I ever watched was Dragon Ball Z until I was in my late 20s. And then I watched some of the Fate stuff, and that's it.
Those were good.
And that's it.
I started late as well. I really started my anime career like with Naruto. I've watched them as a kid, all through when they were the adult, through the end of the series. And I've watched that twice. That's almost over 1,000 episodes.
I was fixed to say, isn't that like 700 and some episodes all the way through? Okay, yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Then you have like Fairy Tail and Yu Yu Hakusho. Actually, you might know this one. It was on Cartoon Network, I believe. It was an old show called Ronin Warriors. That was my very first one that I watched.
Okay, I never got into it, but I know what it is, or know at least of it.
After that, it was Yu Yu Hakusho, and then it only went up from there.
Okay. Yeah, and that wasn't a dig at people that saying they weren't outside. I was never inside. So, if I wasn't at some kind of sports practice, if I wasn't at school, I was at some kind of sports practice. And if I wasn't at some kind of sports practice, I was trying to get laid.
In grade school?
Oh, not in grade school. In grade school, I was outside riding my bike. And trying to kiss girls. Like I was early. I was into girls from a young age, 3rd grade maybe.
Yeah, I did that. I did that too. Baseball, basketball. Ever since I was about 7 years old. my dad wanted me to play football so bad, and the lake. Well, I can't say that because that'll give away where I'm at or where I live. Um, the football coach for my middle school wanted me to play quarterback, but I was a very, very tiny guy. Like I was only 160 pounds all through high school, and I was
That's
like
not.
5'10", 5'11".
That's not bad. You could have made that
Well,
work. You make that work.
all the weight was in my legs and my butt.
Uh-huh.
So
And no upper body
I was
strength.
kind of skinny,
Uh, that's
but I
funny.
was sitting like he wanted me to play quarterback, and I was like, dude, if I get hit, I'm snapping in half. There's no way.
Like, I'm not surviving this, coach. This is not.
Right. So I elected not to play football. So I stuck with basketball and baseball basically my whole entire life. I even did it in the Navy. I played um, Navy League softball. Well, Command League softball because Navy does have a softball team,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't tried out for that. I do play basketball sometimes, just pickup games, but not like I used to. I actually miss it.
Yeah, I played a lot of sports when I was young, and then joined the army and deployed. And then I was like, I don't like being outside. I've done it. It's hot or it's cold, one of the two.
Mhm.
So I'm good. I'll just play video games. So
Yeah.
no, I
Oh, we definitely got off topic. I'm sorry.
Vandy's Echo says Kyler Murray, he makes it work. He's 5'10". Yeah, Kyler Murray also has got a freaking cannon, and he runs like a 4.2. So
Yeah, I never did that. I
yeah,
ran like a 4.7.
I watched him play at OU live on the because I'm obviously from Oklahoma. So, but yeah, he's something else. But yeah,
Yeah, we
I
got on a tangent on that.
say again.
So we got on a tangent with that one.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it happens. That's okay.
Yeah.
And he also said Diamond had a 3D layout of land, and the character was a mixture of 3D and 2D. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks for that, because I have no clue. No clue. What is going on outside? Someone is they're honking their horn. Good for you.
But going back to your original question before we got sidetracked on
Tangents, man.
story time, I started streaming because I was playing video games anyways. So if I enjoy playing video games, maybe there's someone out in the world that doesn't have the same luxury that would love to watch people play video games. I don't know. But I enjoy it, so I like to make people happy, whether it's talking, discussing like real life events that's going on with them. Like I actually had someone come into my stream and she told me that her mother had cancer and my
Uh,
grandmother had cancer, so I kind of related with that.
yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, I didn't see her at all coming in the stream, and she did, and I was like, "Oh, hey, like, welcome back." Like I was wondering where you were at, and I asked her how her mom was, and sadly, her mom passed, and
Uh,
yeah, real bad situation. But I will say the hardest thing to do for me is to multitask, which is play talk to my and talk to the stream at the same time. But that's just going to come with experience and more practice.
okay. Yeah, you cut out a little bit there, but I think I caught what you were saying. It's tough multitasking.
Especially when you play like fast-paced games such as Destiny or Apex, because you're if you ever watch your streamers' eyes, they're always looking everywhere except for like the camera or the screen itself. They're looking at the maps, they're looking at their surroundings, and then they also got to try to keep up with the stream as well. So it makes it really, really hard. But that's my biggest downfall. Sometimes I miss messages and I have to like scroll back. I'm like, oh crap, are you still here? Like, I'm sorry I missed that.
Yeah, and I
But
think most people coming in and watching streams, they kind of get that, you know.
mhm.
Depending on which game, you know, if you're sitting there playing a card game or something and you're not interacting with your stream, probably should start interacting with your stream a little bit. But you know, if you're in the middle of a trials match, shouldn't be watching your second monitor or, you know, wherever your chat is as much.
especially,
Get it between
especially when
rounds.
especially when White Kong is in a
Yeah. White Kong.
1v3.
Gold Crimson. You did have some crazy 1v3s the other day. I was watching. I hate that map. Hate that map. Widow's Court.
I don't mind it.
Get out of here. Widow's Court.
Anomaly and Cauldron are my worst maps, statistically.
Cauldron I usually do okay on because I can just shotgun ape as a Titan.
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
Shotgun ape
As a Titan.
as a Titan with my punchy arms
Yep.
and my burning feet and my chain lightning
Oh god. From 30 meters away.
through walls.
Exactly. I was about to say that.
So what are your goals? We know you got, you know, you want to be partnered. We know that's your goal. So what why, I guess. Why and how? So I want to know why you want that, and I want to know how you're going to get there.
The why would be validation that I'm entertaining, that I have a following that feels that I'm entertaining, but they can also come and confide in me, such as like I just said, the girl and her mother and stuff like that. Someone that I can connect with, um, or just have a good time. Because when I stream, I usually drink, and my rule of thumb is if you ever see a red solo cup, I'm usually drinking, and that's whenever I have the most fun because I don't care. I have a filter and I do crazy things. Like I have point redemptions for wearing a pink wig or a black wig.
Mm-hmm.
Um, right now, my point redemption for making me drink is punish me, and I have a little emote that says, "Oh, fantastic!" One thing like to be interactive with the chat and stuff like that. And eventually, what I want to do is play with the viewers, but also if I can make a consistent income, which is kind of the end goal, but not like the primary goal of the whole situation of streaming. I actually want to go and travel and meet some of these people that have been following for so long and showing support and stuff like that. Just making people feel like they're noticed.
You have
Because a
like
lot
a
of times
community
streamers
meetup
start
type
and
deal.
they only have 1, 2, or 3 viewers and they go nowhere. So then they take it out on themselves, like, oh, I'm not entertaining. Um, what am I doing wrong? Stuff like that. And as I said before early in the stream, I'm a very shy guy. So that means if I can do it, if I can almost hit 300 followers in a month, then anybody can do it. I get flustered all the time when people come in and talk a bunch of crap. But I've also met some really cool people because they're like, you know what? This guy's actually really nice. I feel like a dick for being so toxic during a trials match. And now I have one guy that wants to collab on trials. So hopefully he'll be on tonight so I can talk to him about that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But
It's all because
how I'm gonna
it's
do
all
that,
because you're a TTVer,
I
man.
need my support from the viewers to give me ideas, to spread the word, all that kind of stuff. Like I'm I'm always willing to do cosplay. I dressed up as Virgo from Fairy Tale, which is a female maid. I dressed up as Gajeel from Fairy Tale, another anime, Enriched. I'm sorry if you don't know who that is.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. But my next one is going to be Titus from Final Fantasy X,
Okay.
or Kakashi from Naruto.
I understand that reference.
Yeah. So those are a little bit more expensive than what I previous did. So having the support from the community to be able to make that would be 1,000% helpful, but also validate, okay, they're here for the long haul. They're here to support and to watch me entertain.
Right. Right. And is that something that you want to do you want to do this for, I guess, what's the popular term, the be an influencer, you know, or is it so, you know, because you're a good dude, you're a fun dude to watch, you're especially good at the games you play, so that makes it entertaining as well. So, you know, in my and this is personal opinion, which means jack shit. I don't think you need validation, man. You're fucking awesome, you know. But I can see what you're saying there. So that those you know, I think you got it, man. I think you're on your way. And like you were saying, there are people that see their numbers and get discouraged. And so I outside of getting those numbers when you're close to the monetization type stuff, you know, whether it be affiliate or partner, I can see that getting stressful. But yeah, I think you got it, man. I think you're on the right track. Definitely got a very entertaining stream. It helps that you're good at what you're playing, because if you're not entertaining and you're not good at what you're playing, it's going to be hard to keep viewers around.
Absolutely.
So
Well, I appreciate that.
yeah, and I think building a stream one viewer at a time. You know, get one. Every stream, let's get one that comes in and sticks around, you know, and before you know it, if you do that once a day, off to a pretty good start, you know. Yeah, that's cool, man. I like those goals. But yeah, I cut you off. Yeah. How are we gonna get there, man? And how can I help?
Speaking of getting cut off, my internet decided to cut you out. What'd you say?
Really, just for I was an asshole for cutting you off there. I got too hyped up in being your hype man there. No, I think you got a good plan. So how are we gonna do it, and how can I help?
So it's not just one person. It's going to be a community effort. As far as I know right now, the auto hosting for Twitch is broken. One way to help is anytime you go to anybody's stream, not just mine. If you go to Cool Sounds, you know, if you host their channel, then the odds of them going up on someone's recommended channel list will increase.
Okay, so like it goes into that algorithm type thing.
Yes.
Okay.
So on my recommended list, I have everybody from 500 viewers all the way down to 8. And that's just because people host it. And if 8 people host and you're on my recommended list, concerning who I actually follow,
That's cool.
because yeah, like if you're on my recommended list, that means that you're doing something right. Your community is helping you out the best that they can.
Yeah. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, like the subs, that's great and all. That's another way to support, but that's not at the end of the day, like that's not what streamers as a whole does. Viewers coming in, that helps us. Having you follow, having the alerts turned on whenever you go live to pop in, even if it's just to say hi. You're still showing, hey man, I'm here, I got you. Too many people, in my opinion, get worked up on the money aspect of it. But that you're running your own business. That's going to take time no matter what.
That's a great point. That's a great point. You have to look at it like a business.
Yeah, you gotta have that foundation before you can build your empire.
So true. It's a good point. Totally agree with that. I'm being a small streamer myself. I mean, I don't even have 200 followers, and I don't care to get big. I don't want to be famous. I think it'd be too stressful for me, to be honest with you, to be famous. Like for people, like
100%. Too many eyes on you.
Yeah, and not like I act out in public or anything, but just that constant walking on eggshells everywhere I go. Is there a phone? There's people out there like that, and I just, part of me feels for them, because I don't think I'd enjoy that whatsoever. But I'd like to, when it comes to I guess my goals in streaming and what I see from people is it's really cool to see, and we talked about this, touch on it a little bit earlier, is just people from different places. It's really cool to have someone from Japan that's a 12-hour time difference coming in when you know that it's a odd time for them to be in your stream. So to come in, and I don't think the viewers sometimes realize that them coming in and saying hi, or them, like, that makes my day a lot of times. Like, oh heck yeah, man. Hey, like it's good to get feedback too, is because I could be like, hey, how are you? Because I generally care how people are doing, And you were saying that, and I feel like you feel the same way. You were saying that earlier, is you want to help people, and it's so crazy how one coming in and say, hey man, what's up? I can't stay long, just want to pop in and say hi. That a lot of times that makes my stream just.
I'm sorry, you cut out. I missed what you said.
No, it's cool. I was just basically saying that one person, one viewer can make a stream just by hopping in and saying hi. Hey, I can't chill. I was just stopping in, saying hi, seeing how you're doing. Like, that's made my stream. That's made my day before. And I think some viewers don't realize that they have that power.
Yeah. So, for instance, I have a viewer from South Korea.
Oh, that's cool.
And I can't pronounce his name because it's letters, or it's symbols, but I have a nickname for him whenever he comes in. And when it's midnight my time, or I think it's like 1 or 2 my time, like, it's early in the morning for him. Like, he's going to bed. It's like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning for him. But just the fact that he came in to show face, like, you're taking time out of your sleep schedule, for one. Oh. You're putting in effort to see how I'm doing. Like, that means a lot to the streamer.
Yeah, no doubt, 100%. Totally agree with you. It's humbling a lot of times, for sure. But I can also see the flip side of, if you're starting to pick up steam, with your stream, or with a YouTube channel, how that can change you. I could totally see the flip side of that, as where you start, and you see it in YouTube channels all the time, is there'll be this certain kind of content, and then one video will blow up, but it was a video that was outside their norm. And then all of a sudden after that, all their videos are that, because they're chasing those views, they're chasing those likes, they're chasing that adrenaline, that serotonin. And I'm starting to use words that I don't fully understand, even though I kind of get it. But you're getting all these chemical releases, and you're getting those spikes of I guess euphoria, and
Yeah.
I can see that being extremely dangerous.
I mean, you see it in big time streamers too. I'm not gonna name any names for that.
Naturally,
reason.
yeah.
But if you have 1,000 viewers, your chat's going crazy. Right?
Yeah, there's no way you can keep up with that.
Yeah, no way. But when the streamer themselves make an effort to only talk to the people that have their little emblem beside their name, and not talk to the new people coming in, or the followers that may not have the money to subscribe to you. Yeah, it's $5, $6, whatever. You don't know what their hardships are in life. And if they're asking you, how's your day? And you completely bypass it, and then they type in, well, you might not have seen my message because it's going fast, but my day was XYZ. They could have been having a bad day, and you're going to bypass them because they're not subscribed to you. Like, that, to me, is the worst trait that a streamer can have. You need to treat everybody the same. And that's my goal moving forward. I don't care if you have subscribed for me for 18 years. You're brand new, I'm going to treat you just like you're a sub. Because, like I said, I don't know your hardships. You might find something in me that you can confide in later when my stream isn't as fast paced as it was the day you came in. You know, like, that's such a big turnoff for me.
Yeah, you see it a lot too.
And it's
See it a
sad
lot.
because that could be, especially for like the big time streamers that's already made it, like, that could be a possible another income for hours. Because if you connect and then they like, oh, okay, this guy like really cares, they'll subscribe. They could subscribe for 2 years. But if you just blow them off, or you get an attitude with them, it's like, yeah, I saw your message, don't repeat yourself. Okay, if you saw it, then acknowledge it. And if someone does that, I instantly leave. I'm like, okay, it's not worth my time.
Yeah, I can see that being tough. You know, with 1,000 people in a chat, you literally can't respond to everyone.
Right.
And so it's what do you do like in that situation? You know, do you try to make it? You know, you try to hit everybody that monetarily is supporting you. That, you know, oh, thanks for the resub, blah blah blah. But do you also try to mix in the same amount of people, random, you know, saying something? You know, it's probably a nice problem to have.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I can see that being tough and stressful. But I also agree with you. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. So that's something that's definitely maybe to take into consideration as your stream grows. You know, what kind of person do you want to be behind the stream? You know, because a lot of streams, and that's okay, because I've thought about doing it myself, as being a character streamer, like, you know, putting on a character every time I get on. But that's disingenuous to me, you know, not saying it's a bad thing to anybody that does that. Like, there are some very entertaining and amazing streamers out there that are character streamers, and that's fine. But they're completely different people when they're off stream. You know, I'd like to think that if I ever have a decent following, that if any of my followers meet me at a Comic-Con or anything, that I'm the same. or relatively the same,
Yeah, absolutely.
So, because I don't want to have to leave my desk and stay in character. Because if you're gonna be in character and you have a decent following and you go to a convention of some kind, you're gonna get recognized by somebody. By somebody, at least one person, probably. So it's a good problem to have, but it's also something that
But again, that goes back to growing as a streamer as well, though, because there's been times where I do it now, and I think the most that I've hit viewer wise at one time was 20 or 22, and that's not much, but it is for me. And I miss stuff in chat all the time, whether I go to the bathroom or go get something to drink and I come back and I'm like, oh crap, like there was a message. I'm sorry, I missed that. Let me read it and then address it. That's why I'm like, oh, I'm sorry if you're still here. Let me answer your question. I apologize about that.
right.
So,
No,
I mean, I'm already getting the practice now for the future. It's just, I don't know, like you said, it's tough. Like if you openly acknowledge that you seen their message and they repeat themselves and you tell them to stop but don't answer their question, like that's what I'm talking about is a bad vibe for me.
Yeah, I see that.
Now, I don't mind you repeating your questions if I didn't answer it, because then I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I must have missed it, and then I'll answer it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's it's a double-edged sword, because you really could get
Yeah.
Just swamped, stuck, and maybe that's something that's something that you could do. Even if you have that many viewers, you every hour at the top of the hour you take 5 minutes to acknowledge, hey, if you want to say something, I'm going to talk to my chat for the first 10 minutes of every hour, or something, So and that doesn't mean that I'm not going to acknowledge anybody in that other 55 minutes. But if I miss you during those 55 minutes, I'm not trying to do it on purpose, but if I miss you during those 10 minutes, we can rectify that,
Right, exactly. Having the what we say in the military, you have a problem, have a solution.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be a good solution. Because
it can be temporary.
Yeah. It can be a shitty solution, but at least you're trying to solve the problem, Yeah, my commander used to say that. Open door policy all day long. But if you got a problem, come with a solution.
You better have a solution. Yep. Because if you don't, you're going right outside that door.
You're just you're just bitching. That's what he said. If you don't have a solution, you're just bitching. So, but yeah, no.
At least we know different branches think alike. At some point,
they all go to the same war colleges.
Yeah.
Officers hang out together. It doesn't matter what branch they're in.
They're officer mess that they have freaking steak and lobster every day. Must be nice.
Well, that's what you get for going to college,
That's a whole different.
No, that's good stuff. Well, are there any other platforms that we need to be keeping up with, Vandy?
I do have a Twitter.
Okay.
And I do have Instagram.
Follow you.
Yeah, Twitter is probably the best bet.
Okay.
But I was actually informed that there's a subreddit on Reddit that you can promote your stuff and people actually, because I'm not sure if you have this problem, because I do. I don't have a big following on Twitter just because I started so late. I have it where people like the comment or the post, but they don't retweet it. They don't stop in. They'll just like it and carry on. which that's cool. You know, that gets you more engagement in Twitter and it makes it more easier to see in the future. But like, it doesn't really do anything for the stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I don't know how to. I'm an old man, so I don't know how to connect all those dots because I have like 5 Twitter followers. Now I'm not active on Twitter, and that's something that if I want to content create moving forward, I need to be, you know.
Yeah. But there's actually a subreddit on Reddit that people will actually go and like check out your stream, and if they like it, they'll resubmit your Reddit. And like, I'm thinking about checking that out, but again, I'm so old that I don't know anything about Reddit. So
I
like
just
that's gonna be a
I
whole
just that
learning
sounds like a
experience.
whole follow for follow, lurk for lurk thing. And I've always been skeptical of stuff like that. But it sounds
Yeah,
interesting. If you look into it, let me know.
yeah, because I'm not a big fan of the follow for follow thing.
Oh no, I mean, if someone follows me and they hang out for a while and say that they stream too, I mean, I'll go check them out, and if I like them, I'll support them. But
Yeah.
uh,
Well, it's like the other day. I had this guy come in and he was like, "Oh, what's this? You're having a giveaway for an Xbox card?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because that was nowhere in my title of the stream. And he was like, "Oh, I couldn't hear you. Did you say $10?" And I was like, "No, but in the future, I wouldn't mind doing something like that." But that's a gray area too because now you're doing giveaways and you're only going to get people that want giveaways, not actual supporters.
yeah, no, that's true too. And
And
well, I mean, it's it's the same goes with like trials carries or grandmaster
yeah,
carries. It's the same thing, you know. Um, some of those, and that's what you're doing. You're putting your name out there. So hopefully, out of the 10 people that come in because of that, 1 or 2 stay. You know,
yeah,
it's a numbers game, and I think that's where,
absolutely.
and I think I'm coming around to see that that's where the social media stuff plays in. Is you got to be on all of it to get any following on any of it.
Mhm.
You know, so you're cross platforming. So you know,
Yeah, and I've actually thought about streaming to YouTube as well, like doing the live streaming thing.
yeah,
But I'm gonna focus on Twitch first because this is my primary stream source. And then eventually I may switch over because I'll have to reset up everything that I've done for Streamlabs and for Twitch on YouTube to have the alerts come in from YouTube, to have the YouTube chats and the Twitch chats being viewable together. Like there's
yeah, a lot of moving
a lot
parts.
of work to be done. I don't want to overfill my plate just yet.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's smart. That's smart. You know, I don't know with with this podcast moving forward what I'll be doing with it. As far as you know, if I do it on my personal Twitch, which I might do, um, and just rebrand the name or something like that. Or if I just start a brand new YouTube channel and stream it to there. I haven't really decided yet, and I'll probably play with it. You know, I probably won't nail down the specifics for several episodes, I'm sure, but you know,
Yeah, I mean,
it's all work.
honestly, I wouldn't even worry about making a whole nother page. Um, just set a schedule. Be like, hey, like these days I'm playing Destiny. This day I'm having podcast Thursday, or whatever day. What day is it for you?
It'll be on Thursdays. Yeah,
Yeah,
it would have been yesterday.
yeah. I had to work though. Thank you
Yeah,
for being flexible.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like just set a schedule because there's a streamer that I watch. She has Mental Health Monday, and then that turns into Mario Kart Monday. And then
Nice.
on Thursdays, yeah, Thursdays, she has Twitch Talk Thursdays where you can actually go and ask her and her special guest for that day questions about becoming affiliate, starting out streaming, becoming partner, moving different platforms, like all kinds of stuff. And she'll actually go to your Twitch page and tell you what you're missing. Like she checked mine out and she loved it. She was like, the only thing that I could tell you to do differently is actually have an about me and let us know who exactly you are. Kind of like what we're doing now. Just put everything we did and just summarize it.
In a
And
paragraph.
I was like, yeah. And I was like, that's amazing. Because if this person who is already established loves my page, loves the vibes that I'm giving off, checks out my VODs, and she's like, your volume's good and your music's good, your screen, like all that stuff. So you can do something like that. Just set up a schedule, and I guarantee it'll pop off too.
Yeah, and I'm not super worried about, like I said, getting popular. You know, I'm really kind of doing this also to provide a platform for small non-partnered streamers, probably, you know, anywhere from 40 viewers average to 2 viewers average, you know. Because first off, someone bigger than that's getting nothing from coming on to my channel, you know.
Yeah.
And truly, unless I'm just really good at what I do, and you know, I've just by this episode, I already know I got a lot to work on, and I can't wait to sit down and go through it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm terrible. Like, but basically, you know, go over the film, right? Well, you know, I don't provide a lot for those people, and I don't think they actually provide a lot for me growing either, because I'm not going to get, you know, true feedback, I don't think. So I think that's, you know, being able to platform for smaller streamers to come and talk about themselves and their stream and what makes them tick is kind of what I want to do. Yeah. So, but I had a lot of fun, man. Thanks for coming and chatting with me. We can kind of wrap this up if you want. I know you're itching to get some Iron Banner in.
Oh yeah, time to sweat a little bit.
That's right. The Iron Banana. Good old Lord Salad Man. No, I appreciate you for bearing with me today with some technical issues and such. You know, I didn't have a good, I guess, structure. So thanks for bearing with me. I appreciate it. We'll be a lot more streamlined next time you come on.
Oh yeah, for sure. And hopefully my internet decides to work better next time.
Yeah, go to the PX and do the stream from there.
Oh yeah. Actually, they do get better service than I do.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
That's what I figured, is because they have to have it.
My friend said that he got 130 or 100 download, and I'm like, dude, I'm supposed to be getting that, but I'm only getting like 30. And his is free. That's the bad part.
Yeah, see, if you're supposed to be getting 100, you're only getting 30. That sounds like a hardware issue. It could be a myriad of issues, honestly, but yeah. But like I said, man, thanks for coming on and bearing with me. I really enjoyed getting to know you a lot better. How can we follow you on social media?
You can go to twitter.com/Vandy1991. So 19901. Or you can go to Instagram /Vandy1990.
Okay. Make sure to go check him out, people, if you're not already. this episode will go on YouTube in the next few days. I don't know how it's going to get there, and I've never put a VOD from Twitch onto YouTube, so it's probably all just about looking and doing it. So we'll get that on there, and anybody from Vandy's stream coming over, I'll make sure to get him the link so you guys can check that out. Anything else you got to say, my man?
No, I appreciate being your first guinea pig, I guess. It was a pleasure being here, and 100% an honor. Means a lot that you reached out to me, and I had a lot of fun. It was a lot smoother than what I was expecting.
I told you not to worry about it. We'd be fine.
Yeah.
I was super worried about it, though.
I'm still nervous.
Nah, we're good, man.
It's like, how am I going to top this next time? Crap.
We're just gonna chat. That's all it is. We'll just chat about random shit.
Yeah.
We'll get a bottle and just talk about random stuff.
Yeah, I actually did this sober, so I am proud of myself.
I had a couple drinks. I didn't drink too much. I had like one full drink, but it's also peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah. Oh, brave soul.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But that will conclude our first episode. We got Vandy. I'm enriched. Make sure to check out him over on Twitch, over on Twitter, over on the Instagrams. And we will see you guys next time.